Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a nice time. I don't know. I know a lot of us couldn't actually leave the house, which is fine because I would have found an excuse to not go to a New Year's party anyway. So thank you for bearing with me last week. I didn't post at all last week, and filming this, it's this week. I'm just trying to get ahead of myself because I have the worst organization skills ever, and I need to be more organized. And that's not a New Year's resolution, that's just I need to do that. However, saying that, here's my New Year's resolution to all of you. I'm getting some new like bits, you know, to to help the quality of my videos go up a little bit more. I'm still not happy with the quality, and let me just tell you something. I didn't know cameras, this is gonna sound so dumb, I didn't know cameras were so complex when it comes to recording audio and then putting it onto a computer and then editing it, and how many frames per a second, whatever, you know. I didn't know all of that was a thing. I never studied photography or, you know, all that kind of stuff. Luckily, I have a brother who did and friends who did, so they're helping me out sort everything. So hopefully everything will be a lot easier. So my, you know, New Year's promise, I guess, is to make sure that I educate myself on all this kind of stuff and make sure that I know what is going on, because it's part of my job now. So I need to know how to do it properly. So let's get into today's video. Drugstore. I'm trying some stuff today that some bits I haven't tried yet, some bits are my new favourites, and I just want to share them with you. I feel like I do like a lot of, you know, full face of this brand. It's not always drugstore though, and I do like drugstore products, so I'm going to do that. But first of all, hi, if you haven't been here before, my name's Robert. Hi, I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life, and it's my goal to help you become a pro yourself, or just someone who's really good at makeup. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then please consider subscribing. Okay, let's just do it. So I already have my eye primer on. It isn't a drugstore, it's my favorite Sigma eye primer, and I have my brow my Pink Honey brow wax gel in. So I haven't used any of these palettes yet, but for those of you who know, I am a big Disney fan. If you want to know why, you can watch my Disney video. It's a huge part. I basically met my fiance there, got engaged there. I worked there for 2 years. So when I saw that Revolution was doing a collection with Cinderella, this is the iHeart Revolution, like branch or whatever it is of their company. So many. I had to get all the collections basically. However, the lashes weren't so great. The lip glosses were nice, but they were very, it's almost like full coverage glitter lip gloss, which I'm not really into. And I'm not using the Tiana one because she's my favorite princess and it's on display. God. So I'm going to be using this today. There are some highlighters and things like that in here. I'm probably not going to use them, to be honest with you. It's mainly the palette here I want to focus on. I'm seeing purple, I'm seeing blue. Now, to me, Revolution can be a little bit hit or miss with their quality of shadow. Like some of their eyeshadow palettes are incredible quality and I love them. Some of them not so much, but when they do these kind of collaborations, whether it be with an influencer or Disney or something else, they tend to be a little bit better. So let's hope, yeah, let's hope. So just before eyes, I just want to talk about a primer, which I've really kind of grown to love recently. My skin, it's been Christmas, it's been Thanksgiving for some of you in the States. The bad food, I just forget sometimes how much poor lifestyle can have an effect on your skin. Christmas. There's some Christmas here, some Christmas here. My skin doesn't feel high quality, good quality. It doesn't feel very nice at the moment. So before doing my makeup the past few days, I have been using a primer. I don't always use primer. I use primer when I feel really oily or when I feel really dry. Then I'll kind of back up my foundation with it. Otherwise, I'll just do my normal like skincare routine and be like, you know, that's fine. Max Factor very kindly sent me some stuffs. And they sent me this Miracle Prep 3-in-1 Beauty Protect Primer. So it says pollution, UVA, UVB, blue light. I guess it protects against them. Blue light. What does everyone think about that blue light thing? I'm not very educated on stuff like that. Let me know if blue light, I don't know. No, let's not, because people argue. Don't argue. After 28 days, skin tone looks more even and dark spots look less visible. Help set foundation, extended wear all day. So is this like a treatment? It's got SPF 30 PA+++, which is very high protection, not as high as, you know, SPF 50 PA+++, but it's still a good one. So I found this to be quite nice on my skin. You know what I really like? A primer that you can use just by itself. I feel like primers are great for use by themselves, like ones that blur pores or blur fine lines or blur imperfections, for example, or even out skin tone. So I love something like that where it's just, you know what, I don't want to wear makeup today, I don't want to do a full face of everything, let me just whack a primer over my skincare and give myself like a smooth finish. I remember when Becca tried to release clear foundation. So my skin goes immediately red after I put on skincare. Okay, so it's been a few minutes because I did something else. I kind of got distracted. But the primer, my skin is very oily, but it's also extremely dehydrated because it isn't really sitting on my skin, but there's still definitely a level of moisture there, but it's not like too much moisture. It's kind of evened itself out. It's not excessively oily in my more oilier parts. On a combination skin, I think this will be great. You have that nice evenness of hydration and smoothness. On drier skin, I feel like you may need more of a moisture boost underneath your moisturizer, whatever it may be, but I think it'll be great for all skin types. It does actually say itself it's great for all skin types, and especially for sensitive skin, so that's always good. Okay, eyes, let's get into it. The Cinderella palette. Just before midnight. I do love a protective covering in these double layer palettes. I don't think you meant to peel it off both sides. I'm going to anyway, fuck it. I'll just leave one side protected. Let's just start straight up with this green. This is called Drizella. Now I haven't tried this palette yet. I think I mentioned that already. So I don't know how I feel about the texture. We'll see. I also got the Nightmare Before Christmas palettes and I haven't used them yet. I'm not like, when I get a palette from Revolution, I'm not like eager to use it straight away because I'm not too sure about the quality. Okay, this is very strong actually. It's very pigmented, but saying that, I am using like a more of a shimmery shade. Let's see how it blends out. I find with Revolution I can use their eyeshadow and then when it blends out I get like a little bit disappointed. For everyone who asks as well, I'll try and leave links to my rings in a description box. A lot of people ask me about them and I always forget where they're from, if that makes sense. These ones I know though. These are from, on Instagram, it's austin.james.smith. And I guess that's the website, Austin James Smith. But yeah, I'll try and link them below if I remember. That's quite a nice colour, actually. I quite like that. See, this is what I mean by their collaborations. Their textures almost change and seem to be a lot better. I don't know if that's a fact or if I'm just making it up. But it does seem like there's a little bit more attention to detail. Since it's like a new year and stuff, let's do like a new year thing. So tell me below what your favorite product of the year, you're only allowed one, I know that's difficult, but tell me what your favorite product of the year is down below. Makeup, skincare, you know what, anything, unless it's from an MLM, then I don't want to know. Let's go into this light blue shade here, Fairy Godmother, and put that on the lid. That was a bit of a struggle to get that on, I'll be honest with you. Am I really low down? So maybe let's go on top with Ball Gown, which is this one here. When I look at Ball Gown, the first thing that comes into my head is the dress that Brandy wore in the other Cinderella. See, I do struggle with drugstore eyeshadows because there are some great formulas out there. And then there's some not so much great formulas. So it's difficult. It's like, oh, I want to like drugstore. I want to, you know. That's nice though. It would have gone on nicer if I hadn't put the matte down first. So I'm going to take a very tiny brush. This is a Sigma E36 blending brush. And I'm going to go into the shade Anastasia, which is this. Oh, where's it gone? No, sorry, Midnight, which is this deep blue. I'll just focus it on in here even. And to finish with this palette, let's go into Prince Charming right here. And we're just going to tap that right on the inside corner here. Sorry, I'll move that mirror out of the way, sorry. Yeah, it's nice, it's nice. Yeah. I do feel it needs a bit of texture and depth, so I'm going to add a bit of sparkle with my Colourpop Dreamery Super Shock Eyeshadow Vault. And I'm going to take this one up here. This is called what? Ice Dream. It just has this like blue shine to it. Super Shock eyeshadows are one of my favorite textures. I'm just going to tap a little bit on the lid of my finger There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you, Colourpop. I am an affiliate with Colourpop and I have a discount code below. I bought this before I got my affiliate link and became an affiliate with them. So, oh right, so we'll finish up under the eyes and do some lashes and etc. After skin. So concealer, one concealer that I have been loving the past few weeks, months. How long have I had these? I'm not sure. So these are the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. e.l.f., I love e.l.f. I absolutely adore e.l.f. I think they were, so e.l.f. was one of my first full face videos I did with Drugstore and I was like, amazing. So I've been using two colours, I'll tell you why. Medium 32N, which is this shade, and then light 26N. So the light is obviously a little bit lighter than the medium. So with a medium one, so when we talk about colour correcting in particular, I don't colour correct. I very slightly neutralise under the eye. I do look dark today though. And this is actually a method I would use on clients, models, myself, when I'm color correcting. I could only quote with one finger. I use a concealer that isn't a color corrector. It isn't pure orange, but against their skin tone, it is slightly deeper. Because you don't have to use orange to color correct. You can just use a pink red tone concealer that's slightly darker than the skin tone, especially if the dark circles aren't that bad. If the dark circles are quite obvious and quite strong, then of course you can use an orange tone color corrector. And I'm just going to tap that into the place where I want to be a little bit brighter. And then that's going to neutralize the darkness around the eye. And then we can go on top with our regular concealer. This is that brush from Shop Miss A. From that brush set, that was actually really good. That cost like, how much is it, like £10 or £15? I actually still use them. I thought they were going to be really crap, but no, they come in really useful. So that's that. And then I'm going to go in with my brighter shade and then just do my normal concealer, like how I would normally. Did you guys see? I don't know if it was real, so please fact check this and do your research. I haven't. I'm just trying to make conversation. Did you see that one of the vaccines can make people with face fillers swell for a temporary amount of time? Like, I'm still gonna get it. I'm just gonna have a swollen face for a little bit. That's a lot more concealer than I would usually use. Not that it's a lot in comparison to some people, but you know what? I'm tired. I need this. I just find this concealer very smooth, very hydrating. And a lot of people, I think a lot of people don't realise that sometimes creasing under their eyes can be lack of hydration under there, where, you know, and we pile powder on top and it's, you know, you're doing the opposite to, you're making it crease a little bit more than not crease. So as long as we're not using anything too oily, oil-based under the eye, and we're just adding hydration, then we're good to go. Okay, foundation. Good old-fashioned Max Factor pan stick. So I use this and I couldn't believe how neutral to my skin tone it was. And what a nice foundation it is. It's super old-fashioned, like insanely old-fashioned, like one of the original products from Max Factor. But you know what? It makes me feel like old Hollywood. So I kind of taken my time a little bit with this. I know I need a little bit more coverage on the cheeks right here and here. So I just draw that on and then pat that in. Now, this foundation, however, like I say, I'm oily, so it doesn't sit very well on my skin for a long period of time. I like it on camera. I like that it gives me a nice coverage on camera. If you have dry skin or normal skin and don't tend to have too much oil, too much dryness, then this will be a really good foundation for you. On oilier skins, I maybe wouldn't go there with it because it does seem a little bit, well, it's pan stick. So it does have that old kind of like grease paint feel to it, but it's a nice foundation. So if you are dry to normal, even combination, you may choose to use it on areas where you need a little bit more full coverage. For oilier skins, maybe stay away. I am oily, but I don't just want to sit here and talk about oily skin all the time. So, all right, so let's go to e.l.f. again, and this is the Putty Blush. I was so excited when I saw that this was being launched. The Putty primers, love them. I think they're great. So when it was like Putty Blush, I was like, oh, yes. And they sent me some. They saw that I wanted to try it. I put out on, I think it was Twitter. I was like, oh, why isn't this in the UK yet? And they sent me this along with those concealers and some other bits. So I'm so happy that they sent these to me because they are stunning. So you can absolutely use your fingers to apply this and just tap it onto the skin. I'm going to use a brush. What do I want to do today? Let's take it right up here. And they are very pigmented. So I'm just going to use that one dip and take that across the whole face. The reason I'm taking mine up along this hairline here is because I have a really long face. So by creating this like shape here, like this, I'm kind of cutting my face short. God, my skin is terrible recently. It's so bad. There's so much pigmentation in this blush. I really, really like them. And cream blushes, I know some people have problems with cream blush, but I find this one in particular, it doesn't. So some concerns people have a cream blush is it will interfere with your foundation. It will melt off. I find this one really doesn't. It's super long lasting. Really, really great formula. And it has like a natural finish. It's not shiny. It's not like a jelly kind of finish. So let's go in with highlight. This is from the brand Free CE. And I'm going to use a lip color from Free CE. Someone commented on a video a while. It was my Il Makiage one. And I used this lipstick from Free CE. Now there's a brand out there called Mina, which is spelled Freena, Free-I-N-A, and they were like, you know, it's pronounced Mina, not Freena, and I was like, well, I didn't use them, I was using Free CE, which is a completely different brand, but I see the confusion, but this is a Korean brand, and it stands for Free Concept Eyes. So yeah, Mina is a good drugstore price brand. I worked with them for a while in Melbourne in Australia when they first launched out there. Really, really amazing brand. So this does come with like a little pad inside, and it's a mix between, it feels like a powder cream, so it's really smooth on the skin. I'm still going to take a brush though, because I do like to use a brush for highlighter. I do like to be a little bit more precise than a sponge. And I always tuck my highlighter under the eye here and then wrap it down. And this shade is definitely a bit more golden. I kind of want to match the orangier tone of a blush with my highlighter today. Whereas I think if I was to use something a bit more silver, it would complement the eyes, but I just want my cheeks to kind of tie in with each other. It's more like, this is more like a peachy gold. I know there's some like controversy with putting highlighter on the tip of your nose, but I don't mind. So I'm just going to finish up under the eye. I'm just going to take maybe one shade, like a dark blue, across the whole lid. You know what I mean. So I'm going to take my No Filter Setting Loose Translucent Powder from Colourpop. Do you consider Colourpop drugstore? Because I do, because of price. But then I know it's not actually in a drugstore. See? It's price range, right? Not literally, I don't know. I'm going to go in with this lipstick from Free CE. This is the shade Soft Mellow. And it's kind of like, it's weird to describe. It's like a pinky orange coral. I'm literally going to stamp it across my lip on the inside. I'm just going to take my concealer brush and go around the outside of the lip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a gloss that almost has like a purple glittery undertone to it, just to kind of like help neutralize that coral tone a little bit. I absolutely love these glosses. I always forget what they're called. Meteor Track is the shade, and it's called Glassing Water Gloss. Again, I'll leave a link below, but I can't remember where. It's from Yes Style, but I can't remember what brand. So I'm going to put some lashes on. Let me know. I don't have any drugstore lashes, but do let me know your favorite brands below. I used Eyelaw. I can't quite remember their price point, but are there any really affordable lashes that you love that don't look too plasticky, don't look too you know, fake. Oh, I guess all false lashes look fake. So I'm just going to go into my Colourpop pencils here. I thought these were new releases, and I think I have all of them already, apart from these like more pastel shades. But I'm going to take this blue. Okay, now I've done that, I need to immediately darken underneath. So let's dip into Lucifer just here. I'm just gonna really take that along the lash line. So I'm gonna do that with a brush that has a lot of precision. I'm actually gonna use a lip brush because of a rounded tip and how thin and fine it is. I'm just gonna twist it up and down, tap off the excess, and very gently gonna use my finger as like a pivot and a stabilizer so I don't apply too much pressure. Just gonna dust that along the lash line. I'm just going to take a tiny bit on a brush so it changes the tone of the corner, not so it's the black colour. I want it to alter the depth, so I'm using a tiny bit. Black, white and grey are all tones and shades, so they can be manipulated to not come off as just black, just white, you know, mixing colours, you know how that works. We've all been to school. Just to kind of tie that in with underneath. All right, let me stick some lashes on and then I believe we are done. Okay, so this is our finished drugstore, full face of drugstore products. Yeah, I hope you like discovering those products with me if you haven't used them already. If you have, let me know what you love, don't love, kind of love about them. Any products that you love that I need to check out in drugstore, recommendations would be really, really great. As I do sometimes feel like I said, it's a bit of a, like, oh, do I trust this brand or do I not trust this brand? You like some products from that brand, you don't like some products from that brand, so it can be very confusing. So let me know your favorites below also. Thank you so much again for joining me. I will see you all very soon. Bye.